When you fall asleep during this long night, might as well brush up on an episode of Wonderful Castle Remodeling. He is the terminator of insomnia at night. After reading the safekeeping, you can fall asleep beautifully, and you can begin to seal it with planks. I saw Danny wearing protective gear, trembling to the roof. Every movement must be very careful, for fear that an inadvertent flash will appear downstairs. Cut the required sheet to the appropriate size. Make sure it fits tightly. With the closure of the roof done, 3 people immediately threw themselves into the laying of the waterproof department. The weather has not been very good in recent days. I don't know when it might rain. Secure it firmly with nails. Avoid being blown away from home by high winds, since all the tools are downstairs. To avoid the hassle of running back and forth, Danny decided to transport them all upstairs. At the same time, install the transportation pipeline on the balcony. It is convenient to handle dismantled construction waste. The main tower is located at the highest level of the castle, and it gets more eroded by rain. There is little cohesion between the walls. Makes disassembly very easy. With a ring of steel beams exposed at the bottom, the height of the castle is directly reduced by 2 meters. Then blow off the remaining dust on it. The floors below also suffered. You can only clean it with a shovel at the same time. Fortunately, he has reserved gaps on each floor. It's not too much trouble to clean. The balcony fence has been completely differentiated. Danny decisively demolished it all. Large chunks of concrete split in 2. You can just throw it downstairs. It looks more comfortable now. Then the sheet is cut to verify the size. Molds for watering are enclosed on all sides of the main tower. Styrofoam seal on the bottom. To avoid watering, it flows down the gap. Finally, insert steel bars into the mold. Concrete can be poured into it. Completed pouring work. To prevent it from drying and cracking. It should also be covered with rainproof and not shaded. The time spent waiting. Danny bought some acrylic sheets. Seal the windows on the first floor. I hope to block the footsteps of the cold wind a little. Prepare for winter castle work. The next day the cement is completely solidified. The peripheral baffle can be removed. Then pour the mixed cement with hollow bricks to create new walls. The period must be measured with a level time to ensure that there will be no errors. Moving bricks is also manual labor. Several people use relay to pass up layer by layer. This of course greatly slows down the speed of construction. Wait until the wall finally reaches its expected height. And Danny puts the triangle up there. It rises to give the initial shape of the top floor. After confirming that there is no problem, he dismantled the porcelain tiles that were used for decoration around him. These are centuries-old antiques. It can be used later after washing it clean. Then clean the dust off the wall. Fill the gap with mortar. Make the wall structure stronger. Then put the wooden ends to open the card slot. Little by little, lift it to the top floor. It sits on the wall as a ring beam. The bottom needs to be applied with mortar in advance to make the two firmly integrated. The joints are reinforced with nail guns. Make sure there is no possibility of shaking. It works the same way below. Apply cement mortar. Let the square wood be closely connected to the wall. At the same time, Danny also drew detailed blueprints for the roof. And then we can look at the data on the drawing. Treat the wood to the right size to rule out uncertainties. Several people spliced on the ground first. After confirming that there are no problems due to stability concerns, Danny drilled another hole in the ring beam. Fill it with sealant. Finally, 20 centimeters long threaded steel nails are punched in. Tighten the nut at the bottom so you can be foolproof. Then the timber can be transferred up. Fixed in the pre-reserved card slot, since it has been practiced once on the ground. And there's no difficulty in putting it together again. A beautiful rainbow appeared in the distance. Let a few people feel better in the studio with the completion of the frame assembly. But that's just part of the base. The top spire is the top priority. But as the saying goes, there are unforeseen circumstances. While they were discussing their next steps, there was a sudden gust of wind outside. Several people had to move the tools away. Wait until the wind and rain stop before making plans. Just in time to take advantage of this time. Try to piece together the spire. As the blue sky is revealed again outside, the installation of the spire has also officially begun. The world after the rain is particularly bright. It's a pleasure to work in a place like this. Considering the load-bearing capacity of the roof, and Danny put another beam in the middle, the frame of the roof is not officially completed until then. By the way, repair the surrounding wall holes. Hanging the whole person in midair. It's physically challenging, but also to overcome the fear of heights in my heart. Just looking at it makes my legs go weak. When you're done, you descend directly from the high-rise building. Another day to experience the Special Forces journey. Since it has been either windy or rainy recently, always check the weather forecast first. You can only start work with confidence after confirming that it is sunny. And we do the final capping of the spire with the sheets. As the main tower is covered with European pine boards, in order to make the overall shape more fluid, and the frame of the eaves extends out around it. Secure the boat above for added stability. It will be closed later. Rain can also better flow downstream. And Nick, on the other hand, was busy. He's going to clear another clearing. Further increase the green area of the castle. In order to allow plants to receive more sunlight, some taller trees still need to be cleared. This is a professional counterpart for Nick. It's easier to do the work. And the roof is now coming to an end. The rest of the work is not rushed, allowing Danny to free up his time and energy. Invest in the details of the castle. This kid is not only very good at carpentry. I didn't expect to agree with the craftsmanship. Even fragile glass can play with flowers. Combine all the parts together. It's just a beautiful lightning rod. It's not an exaggeration to say it's a purely handmade work of art. The downstairs corner is filled with a lot of waste. It was all accumulated by renovating the castle. Danny and the others sort the garbage. Wood can be saved for use as fuel. The bricks below are a bit laborious to clean. It also requires the help of the power of the excavator. Only then can it be loaded and shipped out uniformly. And this is where the septic tank is. I accidentally dug out the lid on it. For a moment there was a foul smell in the air. Everyone can only cover their mouths and noses and barely work. Master Nick on the trash is even more miserable. Cover with a tarp as a last resort. Clean up the remaining garbage. Considering the fickle weather in recent days, Danny immediately put waterproofing on the roof. The installation of the doors and windows on the other side did not fall, although only temporary, but they still work very seriously. And after all this time of hard work, Nick also finally got enough open space. The two measured the approximate area with a tape measure, then knocked sticks around. Mark the ground with spray paint. Then you can dig along the marks. Set aside tunnels for planting. The next day a snowflake fell without warning. This also heralds the coming of winter. A fireplace was lit early in the tent, although the temperature is very cold at this time. But it can't stop Danny's enthusiasm for her work, due to the fact that each roof is not connected, exposing the floor below to rain. It's very corrosive. Watching the snowflakes turn into cold rain and hit the body, Danny had to suspend what she was doing. Wait until the weather improves in the afternoon. Only a few people continued to start the renovation of the castle. To connect the rooms on both sides, Danny is going to add an aisle in the middle. Simple structures can be made very quickly. The general framework was built in no time. Then fix the boat too. The sloping roof is in front of you. The next day, everyone continued to do the same, connect the other roofs as well. With the experience of building yesterday, again, it's a lot easier to do. Finish the job in only half a day. And then Nick moved to ozone. Start sealing the top of the aisle. When you're done, put on a tarp. Leave no opportunity for rain. Now, look at it from any angle. The castle is no longer the same as before. And then Danny cleaned the room. In order to facilitate the temporary closure of the room, he removed the remaining windows. Take out the acrylic sheet you just bought. Cut it to the right size. After tearing off the transparent protective film on the surface, it can be fixed to the window frame with styrofoam. The sapling that Danny bought just arrived the next day. However, before planting, you need to sprinkle fertilizer evenly in the pit first. Then the saplings can be transplanted in. This time I bought mainly tea trees and fruit trees. Plant the tea trees in a circle around the clearing. When it sprouts, it forms a green barrier. In the middle, the land is logged with machines. Plant a variety of fruit trees. It doesn't take long to achieve fruit freedom. Ask Danny why he likes this stuff. In fact, when he first came to France, it's the honeysuckle garden business. I also met my best friend because of this. Although the two are far apart in age, but they got along very well. I also listened to his opinion at first. Danny just decided to buy the castle. But unfortunately, my friend passed away due to illness a few days ago. He gave Danny his favorite car. Just like the two always supported each other before. I hope this car can accompany Danny through the rest of the way. considering that the castle is still not powered on. It's time to solve this problem once and for all. Fortunately, friends have a wide range of contacts. One phone call and let the power bureau power up this side. Old boiler in the basement. Most of the parts inside are rusted and broken. To restore the castle's function, you have to find a way to dismantle it and ship it out. And then there's the hot water pipe. Almost every room in the basement. But now it has long been rusted and disfigured. After dismantling, it also needs to be replaced uniformly. As the castle becomes more and more green, the last section of the artificial river was also successfully opened. Water flows down the river into the garden. You don't have to worry about watering anymore. The main gate in the room on the other side was also taken care of by Danny. The castle has finally entered the electrical age, solved the castle's water and electricity problem in one day, and Danny was very pleased with that. It will be more convenient to work overtime at night in the future. Danny has completed the repair of the roof and solved the electricity consumption of the castle together. The interior renovation work can now finally begin. Although most of the rooms were burned down, but I can still vaguely see the past. Before starting the renovation work, you need to clean up the debris inside first. After 100 years of serious damage to the floor, wood has long lost its original toughness, made it easy for Danny to disassemble. Wait for the blackened joist below to be exposed. Danny also found several intact hives. With a tap, orange honey flows out. His alluring appearance made him want to taste it. But considering this is a toilet, forget it. After all, I don't know how much salt is there. And it's next to the sewage pipe. It's salty just thinking about it. Then he brought the ladder. Start removing the remaining mural photo frames. This is the only thing in the room that is well preserved. I can still vaguely identify the exquisite carving on it. As the indoor debris is cleared out, the ceiling can be demolished. Wait until it is cut off together with the joist of the floor. Throw the fallen board directly out the window. The newly cleared ground became a mess again. Need to be cleaned again. And he was holding a cutter. Remove the radiator from the corner. It can be seen that this floor is relatively well preserved. Only the middle part is slightly damaged, in order to save unnecessary trouble. But you simply cover it up with a pine board. Enough to meet daily work requirements. Then, with sharp eyes, he found this side of the toilet. The wall was built from behind. So without saying a word, he picked up the hammer, prepared to reconnect the two rooms. After discussing 7749 hammers, finally remove the wall that stood in the middle, so it becomes more transparent. The next day, he called his friends over, dragging by pulley. First transport the lift platform to the corresponding floor. To say how kind these two brothers are, the mice caught are reluctant to throw them away. Find a tree hole and put it in place. Hope he can survive the winter in it. Then several people moved to Gong Zigang. It fits into a groove in the wall, and as it got colder outside, the sealing of doors and windows should also be completed as soon as possible. But because the window area in the middle is too large, if only acrylic plates are used, it is difficult to seal firmly, so Danny made the window frame specially for it. It also looks much more beautiful after installation. Although the closure of the castle is becoming more and more perfect, but rainwater still enters the room through gaps. This kind of job is obviously more suitable for Nick. I saw that he carefully polished each gap first. Only then can sealant be inserted to fill it up. You can't let go of the cracks in the corners. You need to apply it with asphalt glue, in order to facilitate the later repair of the interior. The walls of the house also need to be removed. This is for a large castle. Certainly a daunting and difficult task, as the scrap is shipped out by truckload. The corner is also occupied by garbage again. Over the next period of time, several people's work will be centered on this. At the same time, the other side, the repair of the basement walls also continues. Due to lack of manpower, you have to pay people to do it. I have to admit that professional is different, in terms of technique, or to the details, processing of. I don't know how many times better than what Danny did before. Clean up the interior walls. After at least measuring the dust that falls. Fortunately, the situation was much better than he expected. There is still considerable cohesion between the red bricks. This means that the later transformation will be easier. But at the same time, many hidden problems have also been exposed. The hole in the wall has long been infested by rats, and they lived for generations without paying rent. But you were kind enough to send them into your mother's arms. Due to safety concerns, Danny dismantled the broken doorway. Only the stronger part at the bottom is left. The I-beam ordered the next day also just arrived. Danny first measured the width of the ground. Cut the I-beam to the corresponding size. Apply anti-rust paint evenly on the surface. Then it can be installed in the card slot. After confirming that there is no problem with the level, you can stir the mortar. Fill in the gaps in the stone brick parts. Cut out the card slots at both ends of the square wood, so that it can be fastened tightly between the beams. Repair the floor frame on the previous floor. Next comes the removal of the lower floor. Although the planks laid are still relatively stiff, but only when compared to other floors. Soon only the bottom frame was left. And under the powerful offensive of the chainsaw, it was easily handled by Danny from time to time. Only with the demolition work over. The ground floor also needs to be re-cleaned. And then we do it the same way. Replace the floors with brand new steel beams. Fix the treated square wood on it. It was convenient to transport materials before. The second floor is empty and unrepaired. The floors are basically finished now. It's time to put the framework in place. Each joist is connected with short wood to ensure there will be no possibility of displacement, seeing that the walls of the basement have been repaired, in order to be more comfortable working in it later. Danny tailor-made a door frame. Mark the board against the wall. You can perfectly replicate the same shape, so that the two can fit perfectly. Don't give the cold wind any chance to enter the room. The next day he bought a truckload of rock wool from the town, stuffed into pre-made wooden boxes, cut according to the outer edge of the box. You can get stuck in the mountain between the floors. This will not only block the rise of moisture in the basement, it can also effectively increase the indoor thermal insulation effect. Nick, on the other hand, is not idle either. He sanded the floor of the balcony. Insert sealant into the gap to fill it up. But it's not over yet. And he whipped up the asphalt paint. Painted the ground carefully again. Make sure there aren't any leaks. Since Danny plans to put the kitchen in the basement, take into account the water problem when cooking. Pipes need to be buried underground in advance. It will be more convenient to connect later. At the same time, the kitchen floor needs to be leveled again. Shovel off excess green until they are all on the same level. Pour the mixed dry cement. Preliminary hardening with aerial churner. The next day, my friend stirred the cement, ready to start resizing the walls. But you need to wet the surface with a kettle first. This will make the cement adhere better to it. Considering the drainage problem in the basement, the pipeline needs to be buried in the ground beforehand. When you reluctantly pry the tiles open, dig a ditch deep enough. After connecting the inside and outside with the machine, also brush the interface with sealant. And then we're going to put them in. And then they buried it in cement. Leave only the nozzles for water seepage. In your spare time, Danny also drives a car from a friend. Go out to relax your nerves. Driving down a quiet country road, days of exhaustion seem to vanish. You can also have more energy to devote to your work. Due to the dim lighting in the basement, he's going to install the lights first. Thanks to having holes in the wall beforehand, make the connection of the line very smooth. And finally, you just put in the light bulb. And the lighting problem was solved. Then the other rooms cannot be concocted. The moment you turn on the switch, the basement immediately brightens up. It has been a while since the roof was repaired. It's time to install the upper windows as well. I saw that he first carefully measured the border, after drawing the drawings according to the data. Treat the wood to the right length. It can be spliced together through the bamboo shoot structure. Finally, polish off the excess burrs. Make the surface look smoother. Cut the planks into triangles. Filled in the top frame. With the experience of making the first fan, Danny gradually quickened his hands. The other few will be ready soon. And then the scaffolding. Just looking at the height makes people angry. Not to mention after climbing to the top. Good brother, still in the mood to bask in the sun. The framework of the eaves was built before. It can be sealed with planks now. And before you start installing the window frame, also spray wood wax oil on the surface. It makes wood insect resistant and preservative. Save longer. After the paint surface is dried the next day, the two carefully moved it up. Attach iron nails to the frame of the main tower. And when it's done, it looks pretty good. This time, everyone can rest assured to install the remaining fans. And then we're going to fix it up. Seal the window frame around. Now it finally looks like a big family. With the recent warmer weather, the plants in the orchard have all bloomed. To make the castle more diverse, Danny bought some chickens from the market. Invite them to become a member of the castle, as long as you feed it well in the future. It doesn't take long to achieve meat and egg freedom. Then Danny took out the porcelain tiles that had been removed from the roof. Remove the dirt from it. Then spray it with a special cleaning agent. Restore the surface to its former luster. Wait for the rest of the tiles to do the same. It doesn't look much different from the new one. Then the two move to Handmade. After marking it, use the machine to punch holes in the side, fill it with sealant, and into the wood cutting fixed. You can splice the plates together, then move it to the roof to seal the bottom of the eaves. When it's done, the inside just acts as a diversion groove. Avoid rain from wetting the walls below. It's time to take the roof renovation a step further. Danny first dismantled the wooden slats used to hold it in place. This step is very dangerous. It is necessary to take complete protection. Then remove the temporary tarp, revealing the plank sealed roof below. First lay a layer of polypropylene cloth on the eaves. Increase the sealing effect at the same time. The material itself also has a certain degree of moisture resistance. Considering that the wooden diversion trough is prone to rot, the outside should also be covered with copper skin protection. The joints are firmly welded with tin bars. Make sure there are no water leaks. And then we're going to press it down with sticks, in order to facilitate follow-up work. On this basis, fix the grid horizontally. Let the tiles hang better on it. Laying tiles is not Danny's forte. He had to hire professional workers to help. Since all the goods purchased are slate tiles, the material itself is rather fragile. The laying process must be very small. The heart needs to fix the hook on the frame first, to hang the tiles layer by layer. While the workers are busy, Nick and Danny are not idle here either. Paint the lower wooden structure with asphalt paint. Further increase the lifespan of wood, to match the chicken coop with your own castle. And Danny spent a lot of money upgrading it. 360-degree protection without dead ends. You don't have to worry about getting lost anymore. As the weather starts to cool down, the fruit trees in the garden are also thriving. Some of them are actually bearing fruit. All kinds of flowers compete. Show the most beautiful side. Look at the workers working hard. As the owner, Danny should also perform well. Noon, just a grilled fish that is burned on the outside and tender on the inside. Enough to reward them for a morning's hard work. And then everybody went back to their work. To fit perfectly into the frame of the main tower, the tiles at the corner need to be carefully cut. Lay it on, to achieve a seamless connection. He's in the description box. It is almost halfway to the tower, before continuing to overwrite, considering that the wooden structure is prone to decay. In order to make the window frame withstand the passage of time, you also need to wrap the window frame with copper sheet. After completion, it can not only increase the waterproof effect, the overall temperament has also been immediately upgraded to a level. And every weekend off time, Danny always drives a toy car. Take your two sons for a walk in the garden. Watch them play carefree. Hard work doesn't seem worth mentioning after these few days of study. Whether it's the laying of tiles or install hemming on the window frame, now Danny can be on his own. So the next day, he fired the master worker. Not only does it save a lot of labor costs, it also gives friends the opportunity to learn new skills. The roof is already very grand. The coated walls need to be cleaned. Under the impact of a high-pressure water gun, no stain will remain. Then he continued to install the tiles. Danny and the two of them just fixed it on it. Nick is in charge of logistics down there. Although they are not professionals, but under the tacit understanding forged day after day, the work efficiency is no worse than that of a professional. And Danny had to juggle hemming the window frames, garbage dropped in front of and behind the house during construction. Nick needs to clean up from time to time. As the days go by, strawberries planted at the door before, now they have all picked up tempting fruits. The records are also much older than when they first came, and with the joint efforts of 3 people, and the installation of the tiles is coming to an end. The height here already belongs to the highest point of the castle. Every climb is like dancing in the palace of hell. Life and death are not graffiti. If you are not careful, you will directly ascend to the sky in place. Just looking down from the probe makes my legs feel weak. Not to mention having to work in midair. I was so scared that Danny got wet in his diaper. With the last tile fixed, the renovation of the main tower has finally been officially completed. Dark gray tiles with brass window frames. You can see it without praising a big family. To avoid the castle being overrun by wild friends. And seal the bottom of the eaves. Each plank must be carefully cut. Make sure it fits tightly. The playroom is evenly painted with asphalt paint. Make wood insect-proof and preservative. As videos of repairing the roof spread online. Unexpectedly, even the fire brigade couldn't help but come and visit, and hope to take a photo in front of the castle. If the first time was a mission to put out fires, then this time it's more about remembrance. I received the good news of my friend's wedding the next day. Learned that he owned a classic car from the last century. Want Danny to escort his wedding. He is used to eating coarse grains. It's rare to clean the car spotlessly. It's hard to suppress the excitement along the way. It seems that running a wedding car in the future is also a good choice. Come back from the wedding, taking advantage of the rare time in recent days. He cleared the orchard of weeds. Then knock iron sheets into the ground. Plan out areas for future planting. To give children more time. Leave the job to them. It's not about getting free labor. It is purely to give children the opportunity to exercise. Although the roof of the castle has been perfected, but a heavy rain still exposed the flaw. Since there is no barrier in the basement, rainwater enters the room directly and unimpeded. Fortunately, the next day was a sunny day. Give Danny a chance to put hemming on the spire. With Danny hemming the spire, not only is the aesthetics better, it also prevents rainwater from penetrating into the gaps in the tiles. The top should also be covered with copper skin. Only the entrance for easy entry and exit is left in the middle. The joints of each piece are compacted with tools. After all, this is the roof's last line of defense. The ceiling must be done properly. Finally, beat edges and corners to round. Prevent hand-to-hand scratches. Work for so long, but you're going to take a good vacation for yourself. I'll leave the work to my friend Lion these days, and landscape artist Nick. The two prepare to start construction on the castle river. First, dig a pond out of water in the camera. Nick, with the excavator in hand, didn't panic at all. And the river that was dug up before was overgrown with weeds. Ryan needs to clean up with a shovel again. Obviously a more physically demanding job. On the way to the castle, you have to build bridges. Due to the depth of the river, excavators often get stuck inside. Danny on the other side is much more relaxed. Sitting in a hot air balloon. Enjoy a candlelight dinner with your family. Wait until Danny comes back from his trip the next day. The excavation of the river is basically complete. To prevent subsidence, the bottom is also covered with a layer of fine sand and gravel. It can also play a role in buffering and facilitating shaping. When you're done, put on a layer of felt cloth. Completely cut off from the bottom of the river. Only then can the waterproof layer be arranged. Don't worry about the risk of being punctured. Apply sealant to the joint. Prevent long-term blisters from causing cracking and leakage. To make artificial rivers more natural, we need to put boulders in the right places. Creates a situation at the bottom of a real river channel. Yenkong is a symbol of the castle's identity and vitality. It is located above the roof on the right, due to the recent dedication to the construction of gardens. So you have to pay people to do it. The next day, Danny filled the pond with water. Water flows through the rocks into the channel. The gap between them forms a small waterfall. Let the plain water flow become agile and rich in layers. Then the crowd continued to bring stones, evenly placed around the pond. After digging up the soil and pouring it into the gap on the shore, cover with brine juice. Make it as integrated as possible with the surrounding environment. Don't waste the remaining tiles on the roof. Crush it with a road roller. It's a secluded path full of texture. And the shallots on the other side are almost done. I have to say that professional is different. If Danny were to do this job, delay completion by at least a week. The first window ordered in the afternoon just arrived. Clean up what fell on the windowsill. Thus Danny and Ryan worked together to install it. Due to the fact that the actual wall is not flat, styrofoam seal should also be inserted into the gap. And finally fix the handle. The first window of the castle is complete. Good morning. The next day, Danny used the guise of buying materials, secretly bought donuts from town, ready to surprise Ryan on his 50th birthday. After all, the castle can be restored to its former glory. It is inseparable from the help of friends who have worked around the clock. The gatehouse in the middle and rear of the castle is in disrepair. There is a risk of collapse at any time. I saw Danny holding an electric drill, drilling holes along with interior walls, then knocking the rebar, secure with steel bars and nuts. The eaves above are also cracked. Danny drove a wooden nail through a hole drilled in advance. Avoid a gust of wind causing complete disintegration. The next day, the three of them set up a tent in the open space and put a fountain in the middle of the pond. Today is the opening day of Chaumont Castle. He invited everyone in the neighborhood to come and visit, not only to show the results of years of renovation. I want the sense of achievement that comes from this effort be seen and recognized by more people. Ended the short-lived hustle and bustle. Let him have confidence in the future transformation. The next day was a rare sunny day. In order to take the waterproofing of the castle to the next level, the eaves of each floor are also covered with copper bodies. Cut the excess part carefully. Make sure the welding is tight. When you are busy, a light rain disrupted the pace of work. Even the temperature has become much cooler. Danny had to hide in the basement. Continue to carry out the insulation work of the ceiling. When the weather improves outside, Danny installs hooks at the eaves. Put in the pre-made diversion groove. The gaps are welded with thin strips to facilitate follow-up work, and then we had to stick sticks to the walls. The next day, the tiles will be cut to the appropriate size. Still in the same way as before, hang the tiles layer by layer with hooks. The sky has been fickle in recent days. In the blink of an eye, it started to rain again, even if the weather is not suitable for working at heights. But he still insists on working. Fortunately, bad weather comes and goes quickly. It was sunny in less than half an hour. A beautiful rainbow hangs in the distance. It makes Danny feel a lot better to work, for aesthetic reasons. The edges are also sealed with copper skin. After pasting firmly with the wall, he continued to perfect the rest. With the first wall tiles done, and copper hemming around the corners, avoid rain from eroding the wall panels along the gaps, considering that one's power is ultimately limited. The next day he called two of his friends. With their help, the rest of the job will be a lot easier. So that's it. That's all the current content of the castle renovation. Follow-up updates will take some time to be delivered. But believe in Danny's dedication and persistence. The future transformation results will definitely be more exciting.